Welcome back to Buzzer to Buzzer.
Number 10 quick.
Welcome to episode 9 of Quick Take.
All right, guys. So the intense and exhilarating game of the first game of the Eastern Conference Finals between the Miami Heat and Boston Celtics just wrapped up, and boy, was it quite the game. The game went into overtime with the Miami Heat just barely edging out, winning 117 to 114. Now, guys, it looks like that these Eastern Conference Finals are not about to disappoint, and let alone this first game was quite the thriller all the way to the end with some great performances from both sides. I mean, we saw it go down till that final play with Jason Tatum. What do we think of the game, our general thoughts, and our future thoughts as well?
All right, to start off with general thoughts, we've seen this entire playoffs. Jimmy G buckets. I mean, he's just as clutch as you can possibly get. You saw Tyler Hero make that amazing three at the end of the game to keep him in the game. I just think the Miami Heat are probably one of the most well-rounded teams in NBA in terms of defense and offense. I think this is why they're going to win the series, either in 6 or 7 games. But yeah, I think the Miami Heat played really well. In fact, they even had their worst shooting in the first quarter in the entire bubble, and they still made it out. So I just think Miami Heat's more well-rounded at the Celtics and get the win.
Yeah, as you were saying, with Jimmy Butler and Tyler Hero, and yeah, obviously they performed well. But I also think some credit should go to Bam Adebayo and Goran Dragic. Mm-hmm. For sure, Bam had that block at the end of the game that was really clutch for the Heat, and Goran Dragic was the highest scoring player on the team. I think that he's an underrated player. People need to appreciate him more, and he brings a lot of value to the Heat, and completely rounds out that team, like you said, Arian. They're the most well-rounded team in the league for sure.
Yeah, you guys addressed it all. I mean, they're a really well-rounded team. I think some credit should go to Jay Crowder, too, the second highest scorer with 22 points. And that's a great team. That's a great thing about this Miami Heat team, right? You don't know who's going to step up, but somebody's going to step up every game. And so all I have to say is the Miami Heat in 5.
So, all right, you guys covered the basics of the Miami Heat. They're obviously a well-rounded team. They got people who can step up any given night, whether today it was Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero coming out and shooting intense and necessary threes. But also, I want to give some credit where it's due to the Boston Celtics. I mean, they put up a heck of a fight. They're showing that this series is not going to be one which we saw the Heat previously. It's not going to be a gentleman's sweep, at least we hope. And for sure, I can see this going in easy 7 games with both teams, because I'm looking at the Celtics the same way I'm looking at the Heat. The Celtics are a fully loaded squad as well, with anybody able to turn it up. Tonight, Jason Tatum put a 30 points up, with Marcus Smart putting up 26 as well. They got others like Kemba Walker, Jaylen Brown, other guys just like the Heat who can turn it up every night. So I feel like that we're going to see throughout the series, some nights the Heat's role players are going to step up, and some night the Celtics role players are going to stand up. And consequently, we're going to see this go down to a Game 7, and it might even be a bit more entertaining than the Western Conference Finals as well.
I said it last series too. Celtics versus Raptors, obviously, great series. Went to Game 7. And Celtics were on top. But and I also said that in order for them to win, Kemba Walker needed to perform. And he didn't perform that great. They still won, okay? But this series against the Heat are, in my opinion, a lot better of a team than the Raptors. Kemba Walker's definitely going to have to step up every single game this series in order for the Celtics to win. But that being said, I'm going to go with the Heat in 6.
Well, Abi, to your, like you're saying, I think that we could make the argument that this might be the most fairest series which we're seeing in terms of both teams being so equally loaded, ready to turn it up any night. What do we think about that?
No, I think the equally loaded matchup was the Toronto Raptors versus the Boston Celtics. Oh. The Miami Heat have a key advantage here in this series, and that's having an elite big man. The Boston Celtics have no type of elite big man, and the Miami Heat, they have Bam Adebayo in the paint, and that's clearly going to be a big factor for them, which is why, like I said earlier, Miami in 5.
I was just about to say this exact same thing as Harsh. You could see – I can definitely see the equally loaded point, except in the paint. I mean, the Miami Heat are going to dominate you in the paint. So I just think, I think Miami Heat in 6 or 7.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Tonight, like we've seen previously in these playoffs countless times, the Celtics big man, Daniel Theis, fouled out once again when it really mattered. In overtime, he had 6 fouls with, I believe, 2.5 minutes to go. And in those 2.5 minutes, they could have really used a body in the paint. Especially, we saw that, that last play with that amazing block by a great defensive player, Bam Adebayo, on Jason Tatum. Till that very last play, it was quite the defensive spectacle, to say the least. All right, guys. So for sure, this first game of the Eastern Conference Finals has showed us one thing. That being that it is foreshadowing that this is going to be a great series, which we, as always, will be covering. Currently, the Game 7 between the Clippers and Nuggets is going on, so expect another quick take coming out later tonight. But as always, guys, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and comment down below your thoughts and takeaways from this first game between the Heat and the Celtics. As always, guys, take care, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. See you guys.